How many of you out there have heard of Hulu? Can you raise your hands? Good, good. I'm glad to hear that. How many of you have heard of Crackle or Epix? Not that many, right? Did you know that only 20% of online TV and less than 10% of online movies are actually hosted on Hulu? The fact is that online TV is hugely fragmented, and that fragmentation is only accelerating. New networks like Epix are coming online. Comcast, the cable operator, is bringing their TV online. The sports leagues like NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, golf, tennis, they're all coming online too, and they've all got their own websites. Now, you probably didn't know this, but more importantly, you probably don't care. All you want to do is watch your TV wherever it is. What you need is a tool that knows your favorite shows and goes out on the internet and brings them to you. Well, that's exactly the tool that we've built at SetJam. It's a simple, specialized search engine that remembers your shows and transforms what is collectively the largest library of full-length TV shows and movies in the entire world into your personal entertainment center. I'm Ryan Janssen. I'm the former Chief Operating Officer of Angelsoft.net. I spent the last 5 years meritocratizing the early-stage investment industry. That's Jun Simmons. She's our former Vice President of Usability. And we're now part of an 8-person startup based here in New York. And our sole mission is to make online TV as easy as traditional TV. Let's take a look at how close we've come. When you come to SetJam, you'll see a simple search box where you can add any TV show or movie ever made. Select the show to see where it's available online. Our search results will show you every episode ever created with the most recent at the top. You can hover over an episode to see a screenshot and a synopsis. Now, the best thing about SetJam is you never have to worry about where your shows are again. We evaluate every content provider on an objective basis and show you the best link across 3 business models: for free ad-supported, to buy, or as part of an existing subscription like Netflix. Now, one of the coolest things you can do here is actually filter your shows just by streaming only or just by free only too, if that's all you care about. Now, one of the best things about SetJam is building your online TV queue. Now, we'll never ask you to create another account at SetJam. But if you want to create a queue, we'll ask you to authenticate through Facebook so we can remember who you are. Let's go to streaming only and check out a recent episode of 30 Rock on Amazon. Now, I know a lot of you have probably never done video on demand online before, but it's actually very simple, and it works just like any other streaming site. Your show starts immediately.
Assuming nothing goes
when you start
wrong in the
playing
next
it.
8 hours, Jaden
Liz Lemon, don't compete with
the
me.
next TGS cast member.
And after 2 minutes, you can actually just pay for it if you want to continue watching it. Another cool thing you can actually see here is this is our attempt to help make TV a little more social. So at the SetJam bar at the top, while you're watching, you can actually update your Facebook status or check out what other people are watching as well.
With a bolo tie.
So let's go back to SetJam. So the cool thing is, we don't only have TV shows. We also have the largest library of online movies in the entire world as well. And if you've got an account at Netflix, you can actually watch your shows there just like any other streaming site. Now, the first time you go to Netflix, we'll take you there to authenticate. But because we use OAuth, we actually never have to remember your credentials, and we never have to take you there again. This is 2001: A Space Odyssey. It is my favorite movie of all time. I'm not just doing this for the dramatic effect, but given the kind of revolution that this TV industry is undergoing right now, I think it's really appropriate. All right, let's go back to SetJam. I want to show you one last feature that we just introduced, and that's the ability. We've actually opened up our entire database of online TVs and movies for you to browse. Now, I will admit that I built this feature for the Googlebot. The Googlebot is a very important customer of ours, and he loves online indexes. But it's actually fascinating to see that right now, there are over 4,000 movies that you can watch online today, and that actually almost 700 of them are completely free. People, I am a TV junkie, and I can tell you that SetJam is the easiest way online to manage your TV life. Fortunately, you do not have to take my word for it. As of today, I'm excited to announce and a little bit terrified to say that SetJam is finally available in a public beta. There's a lot of work for us to do still, but if you'd like to help us define the future of online TV, you can just go to www.setjam.com, and if you'd actually like to follow our progress as a startup, you can follow me on Twitter at Dr. Starcat. That's it.
All right. You get points for enthusiasm and again an awesome presentation. I feel like you need a headset, though.
Yeah, I want one of those, right?
Set it and forget it. In a certain way, and I don't mean this as a harsh criticism, but as an observation, this is a step sideways or backwards in terms of where people view these experiences. There's so many apps and boxes trying to get TV off the computer screen and back onto the big screens that we're all paying a lot of money for. What's your plan to maybe work with Boxy or get on the Xbox Live or get, I'd love to watch these free streaming movies on a screen that is worthy of them.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great question. So it's funny. People actually think that Boxy and like Apple TV are the things that are hooked up to people's TVs. There are actually 10 times more Mac Minis hooked up to TVs right now, and there are actually 10 times more PCs than Mac Minis hooked up to TVs. What we believe, and it's absolutely the case, I can just promise you, is that people want the full internet on their TVs. They're not going to live in sandboxes in 5 years from now, or even this year. 5% of all TVs shipped this year have internet connections right on them with a full browser. So SetJam's bet on the web, right? And SetJam, if you look at the user interface and you actually use it, I have a Mac Mini hooked up to my TV with a Lenovo Mini keyboard that has a little trackpad and that kind of stuff. It is designed for the big screen experience. It feels very much like a directory. The fonts are all very big. So it's actually already designed for the big screen. It's how I watch TV online. I've actually canceled my cable subscription. It works great. I think it's designed for the future.
There are a lot of startups out there who deal with movies and online content, mine being one of them.
Food fight.
Yeah, and you're solving an interesting problem that certainly we have, which is sort of knowing where movies are online for people to watch that are already licensed, right? That are already legal, that people can view. So how do you intend on working with me? And other folks.
Well, Nate,
it's a very, very big industry,
Any clip is a brilliant product, and we would be thrilled to work with you.
Keep going.
No, you guys are doing actually a very specific piece of indexing and getting metadata about TV, right? So our companies are very similar. We're all about the metadata. So, that SetJam bar that I showed you, I envision that someday of just being really gnarly, right? Where there's all sorts of data streaming out of this, where you can click down and see who the actors are, so you can see who's saying what or what scene, or skip to a certain scene or whatever else, right? So the kind of indexing you're doing on a show-based basis really could tie into this platform and make this sort of something really cool and sort of take us to the next level of online TV.
I didn't mean to make it about me. I more meant to make it about you and how do you, just in general, your data asset.
You meant to make it about you.
Yeah, come on.
I meant how do you intend on using your data asset for other folks? Not how would you use my data asset?
Like I said, I don't know how this is ultimately going to play out, right? But one thing that we're certainly going to do is, I'm not naive enough as an entrepreneur to believe that I'm going to build a site that's going to bring in 100 million users, which is the kind of thing this is going to have to scale to be a really profitable business. So we've designed this to be light from the very beginning. So I'm already working on partnerships with existing entertainment sites where I can be their TV and movie search engine for them, right? So, and there's all sorts of cool little widgets we could have. Say they're writing an article on a particular show, I can have a Watch It Now button. Right? And because I can actually semantically parse what they're writing, I can have the right link right there so that someone can just click that button and watch a TV show right now. So I think there's actually tons of ways to bring our data out through an API, through widgets, into other people's sites.
I mean, maybe if you could tell a little bit more about where you envision this going. I know you link into Facebook, but what kind of social features and community features and interaction you expect to have, or if that's not going to be, if it's just purely going to be a guide.
Well, once again, I'm an empirical software developer. I don't try to guess what my users want. I've put out what I think is a very bare bones, sort of suggestive product, right? We've got core search, and we do it better than anyone else in the world. We've got a gesture to the social features to see how people respond to them. So I'm really going to listen to our users. And if you want me to take a guess, which I don't really like to do, I've asked around a little bit. I think that, it's going to be, doing social TV is very hard. So I think it's actually about one-to-one recommendations. I think that probably the problem is broadcasting to your social network. Like, if I like a particular episode of something, like sometimes I just want to be like everyone in the world, like, oh my God, you got to go check this out, right? But more often it's like, oh my God, my best friend over here, he would think that was so funny, right? So it's actually that one-to-one sort of interpersonal sharing. So I think that's probably where the social features are going to go.
Do you have recommendations?
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, cool. Thank you.